So, Krishnamoorthi was good. He got up there. I heard him speak. I was hoping he'd have a couple of missteps, say something that was wrong, so I could beat him over the head with it now. But nope, no such luck. It's good to see you, Congressman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
So, this is the big night
Yes.
for our future. In the setup here, I was saying, man, a lot has been projected onto Kamala Harris at this convention.
Sure.
So many big names, so much star power, even in your remarks. You know, this is somebody who 3-4 months ago none of you were talking about. Now she is the messenger for the whole party. A lot projected onto her. A lot of big stars saying she's the answer, she's the one, she's the one. When 4 months ago you didn't hear about her. How are we to understand that?
I think that there's a couple factors at play. One is that I think there was, Joe Biden, in stepping aside, enabled for a sense of passing the torch to the next generation with reproductive freedom on the line, and Donald Trump as the alternative, and the fact that Kamala Harris had performed so well in the 4 weeks or month or two since the debate. I think people took notice of the fact that she's ready, and we need her in this position right now.
So one of the things that you're noted for is you're an idea guy. And it's not just they're bad, it's here's what I think is better. I think that that's what wins this election. It's one of the things people have been critical about. You can argue how fair the criticism is because of the amount of time that Harris has to start putting meat on the bones and start justifying why she's better, why you people are better.
Sure. Yes, sir. Well, one of the things I talked about was on China. How do we win the competition with China? We have to pull together, Chris. You know this. You talk about it all the time on your show. Like, the Chinese government is counting on us to be divided, whether it's Democrats and Republicans, or whether it's, one ethnicity against another. And so we as Democrats, I think, are better at bringing people together, quite frankly. And Kamala Harris, in her language, if you just listen to her and her tone and the way she brings people together in a consensus kind of style, is exactly what, in my humble opinion, the Chinese Communist Party doesn't want. And so it will help us in kind of coalescing around the policies we need to win the competition with China.
Is this what you are hoping for from her, or is this what you believe she is? And if it's the second, how do you know when you really haven't heard much from her?
Well, I know her. I've dealt with her personally. By the way, she's an extremely warm, extremely intelligent person. I have a lot of people in our delegation, our caucus, a lot of the delegates here have met her, know her personally. And that's why, in part, I think they're so excited. They're so enthusiastic. I sense that this is more than just, some kind of, projection. I think they know her and they see something in her that gets them excited. And I think that's partly why we are, working as hard as we are.
So defend a little bit of what the counter narrative is. If she was so good, why'd she drop out before Iowa?
Well, that was 5 years ago, right? I think people grow. You know that. People change. They learn based on mistakes, and then they know what they do well, and they reinforce that. And I think that's Kamala Harris.
If she's so good, how come you guys didn't have an open process and let her prove it?
Well, remember, we had to move fast, right? And I think that given the fact that, Joe Biden stepped aside in late July, given the fact that the convention is just a few weeks away, I think that it made all the sense in the world to do what we did, coalesce fast. And, anybody who wanted to could step up. Obviously, they didn't. She won the nomination.
Do you think that the Democrats can convince the American people that even though the distress at the grocery store and the gas pump is on your watch, that you can make it better?
I think so. But I think that's where we have to talk about what we would do, right? I think one of the things that we keep talking about, for instance, is making sure that, we don't want to go the way of stifling innovation or stifling entrepreneurship. As a small businessman, former small business person, I like to say I sign the front of the check and the back of the check. I want more people to succeed. But we want to make sure that more small businesses can compete with the large businesses. We want to make sure the markets perform well, for instance. So making sure we have competition.
How do you deal with the counter narrative of, well, you're going to do it now. Why didn't you do it already? You've been in power. Why weren't these policies in place now so that the situation wouldn't be what it is?
Well, I like to flip the house. I think that would help.